What is up, humans? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be cutting for you guys this gorgeous piece of semi-crystal Ethiopian opal, and as you can see on the sides of it, there's some little fingers that go up. So there should be some honeycomb on one side of this, but it looks like there's a line that goes down. There might be even another pattern in it, so we'll see how that turns out when I cut it. When I shine the light through it, you can see that there's like a corner of dirt in it, and so I'll have to get rid of that corner of dirt and the shaping, but other than that, it's pretty clean, and you guys can see there, it's mostly clean in there. It's pretty nice. When we weigh it out, it's 6.1 or 6.09 carats. So if you guys want to see how this stone gets shaped and polished, stay tuned. Before we start doing anything, it's super important to put your hair back, wear glasses, and put on a dust mask. So I'm using my Dremel 3000, and this is just a 800 grit diamond bit that I got off Amazon, and I'm starting on the corner that has the dirt patch on it. So once I get out that dirt patch, I can sort of think about how I want to shape it. When I'm carving opal, I always start with the sharp edges first and kind of just take those down to get it a little bit more even, and then I'll stop my Dremel, reassess, take a look at it, and then decide how I want it to be shaped. Now, when there's dirt running through it, oftentimes it will cause cracks to develop, and a lot of times it won't, but sometimes it will. In this case, it did not cause more cracks to form, but you can kind of look into it when it's gonna do that, and there'll be like a little kind of, like, there'll already be a crack in it, but it'll be really small and kind of have a rainbowy fleck to it. So it's important to flashlight your stones and really look at them. Even if it is totally clean, there could be a little speck of an imperfection in your stone that can cause it to craze up or crack and you lose half of it or what have you. But I kind of wanted to briefly touch on something that somebody said in my comments a little bit ago about them seeing miners mining for Ethiopian opal, and then they take those opals and they put them immediately in water, and they like say that the stones need to stay in water or else they'll crack. So I'm not super educated on this particular matter, but I would think that that would be a sort of specimen grade, lower grade type deal. All the Ethiopian opals that I get are dry. I keep them dry. They're always dry. They don't need to be kept in water, and in fact, if they're kept in water, they're more likely to crack. I have ordered stones online that come in and they are kept in oil, and when you keep Ethiopian opals in oil, they absorb that oil, and you have to put in acetone or something to get that oil out of it, and then it'll go back to normal. But I will say I've not tried the acetone thing, but I have seen that over on Heavenly Opal's channel, so you should go check his video out about that. But if any of you guys watching this video have any more information about this matter of the miners keeping them in water and such, please leave a comment down below and let us all know what the real deal is. In saying that, though, I want to kind of talk to you guys a little bit about my opal journey. And so basically, I started cutting opal when COVID started and quarantine hit, and I went and spent some money on opal and spent my time carving during quarantine. So that's about how long I've been carving for. It's only been a few years. So I am in no way an expert. I know what I know. I don't know what I don't know. So yeah, I'm not an expert. There are other opal YouTubers out there who know more than I do. I just kind of do my thing. I just kind of like carving and shaping opal, and I have a passion for it. I do. But I do make these videos more to document my progress, document my stone carving and all that stuff, where people can see it. And when I started this channel, I did not think that I was gonna break 7K views on a video in the first year. But here I am, I did, and it blows my mind. It absolutely does. So thank you guys, all you guys who are supporting me. Thank you guys who have notifications on, everyone who's subscribed. It really means a lot that you guys have stuck around and been patient with me during this time where I've been taking a break as well. And yeah, it's really nice to not feel so pressured. As you guys know, who've seen my other videos, I have a lot of hobbies. I carve opal, I make music, I am a painter, I make soaps, like decorative soaps, and I also have a passion for cooking. Not that that's really quite relevant, but I do enjoy lots of hobbies. So I end up focusing on other hobbies instead of focusing on my videos. And it's been a couple months. It's been almost 2 months now since I got a video out to you guys. And not gonna lie, I've been working on a painting. You guys will see it eventually, not in this video, but in another video. And I just thought I'd thank you guys for your patience and let you know what's been up. But back on the track of opals, when you're switching from your diamond, your more coarse diamond bit to your diamond nova points, they take a different, like, little facet thingy, the thing that goes inside of the fastener part of the dremel. I don't know my names of bits and stuff, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So it's like really important to make sure that your facets are tight and that your bit isn't gonna jiggle out of your dremel. So every time when I'm switching bits, I make sure to give it a little test run and run my finger on the bit, you know, of course with water on my hand, just to make sure that it's not like jiggling too much, because it can also jiggle the stone out of your hand, and that's not fun. And when you get like a lot of vibrations going through your hand, and it's not fun. It can be a little bit annoying, can be a little bit painful. So just be sure to check your facet, make sure it's tight, make sure it's not gonna like pop out and hurt you or something. Safety is super important. Also, I'm sure I've talked about this in another video as well, but the dust coming off of the bits is silica dust. And this is why you wear a mask, because that silica dust collects in your lungs over time, and it will eventually kill you. You contract something called silicosis, and it's basically just the silica dust coating your lungs. And yeah, it's incurable. You'll die from it. It's the same thing that people who are in pottery get. So safety is key. Also, people have had their hair ripped out by dremels. So if you have hair on your head, maybe put on a hat or something. Especially if you have long hair, you gotta make sure that that crud is all out of the way. Also, very important to dry off your stone in between every bit and check it for scratches to make sure that the scratches aren't too deep, because yeah, you're kind of getting out the scratches from the previous bits. So this is the stone when it's still full of water, because Ethiopian opal is hydrophane. It does indeed absorb the water, and it's fine. Nothing to worry about. It's all good and dandy, and it'll come back. It just needs to dry. And so basically, I use polishing pastes. I like it, but you can use Nova points. You'll just have to keep it wet. When I'm using my polishing pastes, I like to let my stone dry out before I start polishing it, just because I get a little worried about the paste staining my opal or it burning it or something, and it's a lot more susceptible to problems when it's got water all up in it. So yeah, that's important. Also, I need to switch out one of my polishing felt tips. One of them, and I'm not sure which one, has been scratching up my stones, and it's because it has some sort of other stone on it, or maybe it's like opal flecks for when I crush my opals when they're just totally uncarvable. I crush them up and I put them in bottles. So there's something on one of my bits that really scratched up this stone, and it took quite a bit of extra time to go back and make sure that it was properly polished. But I'll also say that the paste leaves a film on the opal when it's on it, so I can sometimes wipe the stone, think that it's totally clean of the paste, but it's not, and that will make it look like it's got scratches on it. And I've been had by that in the past, that I'm like, oh crap, it is got scratches in it, and then I'm like, oh, actually no, that was just the paste. So yeah, make sure that whatever you're wiping it off on, that you're wiping it on a clean part, because otherwise it'll just look like it's scratched up when it isn't. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that I have my dremel kept in place with like a clamp, like a woodworking clamp, with a couple of sponge pads, like scrubby pads, on either side of it, holding it in place. So when you guys see these little blue scrubby pads, they're there to keep it in place, to keep the vibrations from unscrewing the tighten of the clamp. And it's also, the clamp is clamped to a bookshelf, like a short bookshelf. So that's kind of how I have my Dremel kept in place. But you can, of course, just hold the Dremel with your hands. I like to keep it faceted and in place so that if the stone flies away, like it so often does, I can grab it with the other hand, or I can hold my Dremel in place if it's vibrating too much. So, this is the finished stone, guys. It's got this freaking awesome puzzle pattern, I think it is, on one side, which is spectacular, and then the other side has this honeycomb, and it's just so beautiful. When we weigh it out, the finished weight is 1.91 carats, so we were able to save quite a bit of the stone. This is the stone before I cut it. We lost 4.2 carats, but that's not so bad. I'm never too butthurt about the loss of carats because, I mean, just look at this thing. It's gorgeous. And you're gonna lose a lot of stone anyways. It's good to just get a stone, but, like, look at those colors. It's got the pinks and the greens and the yellows. So those were my drops for this video, and this is just kind of a little painting that I threw together a bit ago. It's not the painting that I've been working on, but yeah, I just kind of thought I'd do like some trees on a hill. This is with metallic paints from, I think it's Uli watercolors. But thanks for watching this far, guys. I really appreciate everyone who watches all the way to my art and the He-Man stuff. So go ahead and leave a like if you like this video. Share it if you have a community of people who care about it. Please leave a comment if you have anything to say. I'd love to hear it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Put on notifications if you don't have notifications on. And I'll see you next time and make a video.